I think the world would be fixed if everyone had infinite energy, or maybe just teachers had infinite energy. Because I'm not tired per se, but I guess no, my muscles are tired. So is my brain a little bit. But today I was another intervention specialist, but for middle schools, so not that bad. I would, I don't know why I said that. It was a level one, so they only needed help in like a couple places, but not didn't have a student that was a level two where they needed help in everything, or a level three where they were just like could not do it by themselves. And that because that could be physical reasons, that could be certain levels of autism. That's or the spectrum. It could be any of that stuff. But yeah. Oh, I almost said the school name. Ooh, I gotta shave. It's coming back. Oh, but we cleaned the room. Now the piggies can have floor time. Over there, just kind of run about. But yeah. Okay. A couple things that happened today. As a kid, dear God, he's hilarious. He doesn't mean to be hilarious, but it's just hilarious to just laugh with him because he loves dirt bikes. Just loves dirt bikes. And we're learning a couple words like protect or describe and prefer. And he just goes, I prefer my dirt bike. I'm like, okay, you can write that down. And then I go, what about protect? What does that mean? Let's go through, let's draw what protecting looks like. Let's write the word protect and then a sentence with it and then definition. And he goes, well, I like my dirt bike. And then he draws his dirt bike and then he goes, well, I'm like, okay, how do you protect your dirt bike? He goes, I hug my dirt bike. And he draws, he draws himself hugging the dirt bike. And then, okay. What about the definition or a sentence? I protect my dirt bike. Okay. Prefer. Let's draw prefer. And he goes, I prefer my dirt bike. He draws his dirt bike. I'm like, okay. Sentence with it. I prefer my dirt bike. Okay. That's what makes you learn, I guess. That's fine. Problem. Problem with that. And I guess problem with most concepts that most people remember it in the context it was presented. So for example, for really young, um, apples. Start counting apples. When do you just be like, hey, these are numbers now. Like this is just numbers. Get used to it. Like is it a shift that they have to make no matter what, but the apples kind of like gets rid of that shift, so it's like it's a littler and littler shift, you know? I guess for an older group, you would be like, um, let's see. Hmm. I guess most topics you would be describing and then you would put it in the context. But then after the context, after once they go in real life, you know, does that affect how they've learned? Because if I was to learn something in context, and as soon as I'm out of that context, but the concept is there, do I remember what I'm dealing with? Does that make sense? It's kind of something hard to grasp because I'm so early in my career. But what allows them to, I guess figure out why train B, like why do they need to learn that in this context with time? Do they just conceptually just know that's time? That's great. They told me. Or do they have to? Because I can't remember. I can't remember how I did this. How did I just go from, yo, this color is red. Oh, red means bad. And then I see a red slide. I'm like, that's not bad. It's red. Like, is it through experiences? I think it's through doing stuff. I think that's how I was reading a book. This book's great. It talks about it a lot. It's called Intelligent Music Reading. Well, that's backwards. Intelligent Music Reading doesn't help. Oh, I don't know. Sorry, Intelligent Music Teaching. It's pretty great. It basically talks about how, what, why we teach, and all that sorts of stuff regarding to music, but also connects back to the gen ed stuff. It's pretty interesting. So going back to Dirt Bike Kid, when are we not using dirt bike anymore? When do we stop using dirt bike? Do I just keep doing it because it's working? Do I keep dirt bike? Hey, yo, 25 minus 17. You got 25 dirt bikes. 17 get wrecked. How many dirt bikes do you like? When does that stop? I don't know. Is that like a summer thing? They just come back different after the summer? I don't know. I had a couple kids today because I had third through fifth. I had a couple kids that like to slack off, but as soon as they do something they like, they really want to do it. And being a sub, oh, and it was a 2 hour delay. Oh my gosh. And there was a sub. They were just like, today's in the day. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm being paid and you got to do it. And, I feel like explaining the why to them on why they're doing something is so critical. Because then they think, I am doing this because of this, instead of just being told what to do or being told to do it, so I'm going to do it. A lot of the classes I've had usually have points or chips. This class had like paper points, and then they can put it in there like money, basically. But again, when does that come out? When does it become, you should just do this because, well, I really do know what's best. And how do you persuade them? I don't know. They're third and fifth graders. I'm not really used to a younger audience of people to teach. Another problem I ran, I'm making it seem like I had a terrible day. This is like, it was a fine day. There's a couple problems I ran into, like this one. How do you break down addition? I'm just like, yo, you have 7 plus 8. You got 7 things. You add 8 things to it. Does it get simpler than that? There was other kids that used a chart, like a hundreds chart, and they would find, what did I say? 8 minus 7? Sure. You go put your finger at 8, then you'd count down to 7 if you were minusing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you'd be stuck at, your finger would be at 1. Great. When does the chart come out? When do you just like, okay, do it in your head? So, like, do you just do that? Do the chart until they're really good with the chart, and then do it with their head with the chart at hand, and then the gap gets smaller, and then you just like take the chart away and you flip. You're gonna do this in your head now. This is how it works. Is that how it works? I don't know. I'm a sub. I plan for an hour, and then I get ready for the whole day. I don't know. Definitely would be doing things differently if I was in those classes. However, I'm a music teacher. I'm a music teacher by trade. I'm subbing, but I'm a music teacher. So what do you say? don't know. Equivalent fractions too. Like there's so many things I don't remember ever doing. I just know it. Just be like, yeah, 6/9, 6/9 is the same as 2/3. Same with 1/3. It's the same as 3/9, and 8/24 is the same as 4/12, and 2/6, and 1/3. I don't know. There are steps that I'm missing. There's like assessment. No, sorry. There's um, presentation, and then what am I? I'm blanking on something. There's something else in there. Presenting. Um, Doing work and feedback, and then assessing, goal, right? There's something in between assessing and goal, or there should be maybe. But as you go along, there's something like the apples. When does that take? When is the doing part? The apples. This is just you keep doing the same thing but in different contexts. Maybe that might be the way. So instead of using the table, you would use tactile things like blocks. So you'd grab 17 blocks and then you'd subtract that many. Or you have 8 blocks and you add 7, so then you add 7 more, then you count them all. Maybe that's the way. And then eventually you do it in your head once you've done all this type of stuff. Maybe that switch will be easier. Maybe. Maybe, baby. Anyways, those are my discoveries. Not really discoveries, they're just observations that are becoming schemas in the brain. And hopefully, you as a subbing person, if you're watching this, you also are finding schemas. Schemas that are turning your brain, clocking it, making what teaching is, or what actually, what teaching is actually. I swear I know English. I swear it. I swear it. I swear. I know English. Please. These kids like to work towards something too, like awards, rewards. They're crazy about it. I want a chip. I want to give me a chip. Or free time. If you said if we got through it, free time. I meant to say earlier that what teaching actually is a skill. And then within that skill is like a bunch of smaller skills. Like if that's the way you want to teach with rewards, you know, you have to understand how fast these kids are at working things, new things, same things in groups. How long does it take for something to happen? And then set the goal so that they have one, time to do their work comfortably, and two, receive the reward. Even if it was like break or something, you would need to figure it. Because if if you're not true to what you say, they won't believe you. Then they'll be like, well, you're not going to give me that anyway, so I'm not going to do any work. If you teach like that, if you're not going to teach like that, and you're just like, you have to do what I say because that's how it works, or this will happen. So it'll be a positive reinforcement of just giving them something they don't want. Like, well, you get extra time, practice time to be quiet. You get practice time for not doing your work. So we need to work on the behavior. I'll add more time to your work time, pretty much, is what I'm trying to say. If you want to teach like that, that's one way to do it. Keep away from trouble. I think there's a definite balance to both. Tomorrow, I've been getting a lot of compliments. I'm kind of surprised I'm getting compliments. I don't understand what the other subs are doing. I mean, I'm just going in and teaching. Like, what do the other subs do? Just sit down? I don't know. I don't know. So I was told that I get requested 28th or no, February 20th something. So good, great. Those are my priorities. Get request, canceling my other one. But tomorrow, I was supposed to take a half day. However, I was requested to take another half day. So I have 2 half days at 2 different schools. I am a third grade teacher. Oh, no, I'm a fourth grade teacher and a third grade teacher in one day. So it's gonna be new. It's gonna be new. Oh, I should probably talk about intervention specialists for both for small kids and did I have small kids? Who did I have last time? That small kids? I don't remember. Yes, I had small kids. I had second graders, and then this time I had third through fifth graders. You get a lot of help in those kinds of positions. You get a lot of help. It's pretty nice. Uh, but of but of course these kids are more needy in the most nicest ways possible. Like they're just needy. They need you to be there to help confirm what they're doing is correct. And then they can work off that by themselves. I'm definitely am afraid to send them by themselves most of the time, but most of them are lying to me. They can definitely do things by themselves. Oh, we're in a winter storm. Why did that change? Anyways, maybe I want to school tomorrow. I don't know. But yeah, even kids that get help or in these types of classes where an intervention specialist teaches, they can still work by themselves. And checking their work afterwards, I feel, is more rewarding than just being there and helping them through every question. Of course, if they don't, you know, really got to analyze the situation to understand that. But of course, even someone who needs help will maybe one time or another be able to do stuff by themselves. And that's rewarding. I think that's just rewarding by itself. And they know it. You know it. Well, I guess you wouldn't unless you did it. But yeah. Well, fifth day done. Muscles, body, mind. I feel like how I felt maybe Thursday. So I lost a little bit of adaptability, but I'm back. I'm good to go. I don't feel like the first day where I was just like, whoa, I'm good. Still wish I had infinite energy, then I can like do chores and like onboarding and a billion other things, but I don't. I have to eat food, have to sleep, I guess. I don't know. Not enough hours in the day. Well, 18 minutes is long enough. 18 minutes is long enough. Okay. Goodbye.